Now I want to showcase an amazing product, the Brother Entrepreneur Pro X PR1055x. Performance meets technology. This is quite an amazing machine, and I will say that half the people who buy this are wanting to start a business, and the other half are enthusiasts, the person that just wants the best embroidery machine. Now, what I mean performance meets technology, this is a machine that is a commercial level machine. It has, at the heart of the machine is that commercial rotary bobbin system that's all steel. Every single stitch is supported by a hopping foot, and it has a much higher ramp up speed. So you get up to speeds over 1,000 stitches per minute much quicker than a regular machine, as well as it has, in this case, 10 different needles. It also has an open arm, and that really gives you the capability for embroidering on those most difficult things like bags and onesies and hats and things like that. But there are other machines out there that are like that, other commercial machines, but they're not smart machines. This has the technology that Brother is known for. This basically has the brains of the Brother Luminaire series. And so you have the technology to create and customize and position. It truly is the best of both worlds, and that's why I love showing this. Now, this is a Wi-Fi product, and so it actually has an app where on your cell phone or your tablet, your smart device, you can monitor the process of your embroidery. And so it will tell you the stitch out, the color, if there's a thread break, the next color sequence. All these things can be monitored. I like that because I multitask a lot. And so I'm doing something on this side, maybe working with a serger, I'll be embroidering with this, and this monitors what process you are in the whole embroidery process. It also has, compared to other models, has a new alert feature where it gives you a flashing light when you need to do a thread change, or let's say the thread breaks. It tells you right where you're at. So it's in combination with that app. So, you know, again, this is designed for production, so you can be in a different room doing something else, and this monitors exactly the process and alerts you for when you need to make those thread changes. Now, what's great about this, because it's a Wi-Fi device, many people who are thinking about this machine for business, they end up getting a second and a third and a fourth. In fact, Brother has done different polling, and they found that the person that is intending to start a business that buys a machine like this ends up paying for their machine with the business they create in 8 months. That's average. Now, this is why this is so popular. So you can buy a second one and a third one, and you can link them all together via Wi-Fi. This is technology where in the old days we had these big giant machines that were multi-head. You don't need that anymore. It will grow as your needs grow. It has built-in video instructions right into the machine, and so there's so many different things that you can use this and guide it step by step. It's so easy to use because it's using the technology. The screen is the size of a giant iPad, so it really is a technological breakthrough. Also, My Design Center. This is a product that allows you to create your own designs right within the machine without a computer. So you can create logos and all different types of different designs right within the machine, and people love that. I'm going to show you a little bit about that. And with that designing, there's all different types of fills, and you have 36 decorative fills that you can customize in all different ways. So again, we can customize our designs, we can create new designs, unlimited capability. And then also, this machine can be used as a quilting machine. It has 20 built-in quilt sashing borders, and you can make these borders 118 by 118. So you truly can use this as a quilting machine, and it has so many different features that you can take this the same direction as a long arm quilting machine, but with the embroidery hoop, because it also has the capability when you're connecting. It's called Innovi Plus technology. You actually have a camera view of right where the needle is, so when it stitches you can line up if we're doing a border, one part of the border, and line it up perfectly right to the stitch. And this is technology that is amazing. See, again, I compare this to commercial machines. They don't have any of this technology. And this is why our enthusiast who has, let's say, a single needle flatbed machine, they're now switching to this because they want a machine that can take their embroidery to the next level. Now, as I mentioned, quilt embroidery, there's a new optional magnetic sash frame. And so this allows you to do that embroidery, the quilting border, and move by taking these magnets and taking just a few of them off, and you can slide to the next area. And now this is not just for quilting. You can actually do this with jacket backs and bulky fabrics. So this is something that's a very popular hoop that's now available. But it has a lot of accessories that come with it, but also some optional accessories. And I'm going to just talk about a few of them because there's many of them. And the ones I want to show you are some of my favorite here. So let's start, and I want to show you a little bit about this machine. So first of all, what we have here is the Brother PR1055x. And it comes with several hoops. And what I want you to notice is that the hoops are held by two holders. Okay. See, your household machine is only held by one, and so a lot of times with your bulky fabric you get some shimmying. So this is more supportive, and so you have the large hoop right here, which is about 8 by 14. This is a 5 by 7. This is a 4 by 4, and this is just about a 2.5 by 1. It's 1.6. I use this a lot for back of like hats and things like that. So we've got those hoops that come with it, and I'm going to actually take these and put these on the side of this stand. And we'll talk about this stand shortly, but I have a storage of the stand here. Now what we have here is this support table, because when you're working with bulky fabrics, you need support. Now this is perfect for the optional 14 by 14 hoop. This would be something that you would use for jacket backs and things like that, but you need support on this here. So this stand right here, this supporting table, does come off. You can swing it down, and it can hold on if you just want to get into it, but I can take it off entirely as well. We can see the open arm. Now I mentioned the stand, and this is the optional stand here, and I love this stand because it's a combination of heavy wood construction, metal construction, but the combination of the two dampens the noise because this is a real machine, and it is adjustable. So I can adjust it to different height levels. When you look at the arm, because we're going to talk about the value of this open arm, this has an opening right here so we can fit bags and different things here much easier in this area. It also has locking casters, as well as the machine locks in here. If you look right here, I can lock the machine down on both sides. See, a lot of our customers, what they do is they use this, they take them to craft shows or they take them to events, and you can actually lock it down here and move it right on the stand. And finally, as you see on the side here, we have different hooks so we can put our hoops on there. But right here is called this is a bracket that you can put your framing jig that's designed for a hat. And we're going to talk about hats later, but you can actually put this on either the right or left hand side. But let's take a look at what makes this a better performing embroidery machine. So as you see here, you have 10 different threads, 10 different needles. But the benefit of this is you have the threads coming a distance from the spool, because what happens, your typical machine, sometimes the thread is twisted, like with metallic threads, or just the thread itself, it comes off with a twist and it gets into the tension. The further the distance, the better before it gets into the tension. Now this has actually a patented feature. This Eyelet Design, I can open and close this, and what this does, it does not restrict the thread at all, but it eliminates any loops. Now, commercial machines, a lot of times they'll have these tubes that are so tedious to thread through. And this right here not only does the same thing without having to have those tubes to thread through, but when we look at this here, I'm going to rotate this from side to side here. This right here is keeping the tension and the slack consistent based on when it goes through the different needles. So that's important because we want this machine to continually to perform at high speeds and not have the problems. Now as we follow this down, I'm going to go into the tension here. Now the tension's unique in that it's spinning, okay? And when we see this here, that is spinning. It's not putting pressure directly onto the thread. I wrap it around that disc that's spinning so the tension's placed on the disc. What that means is it works much better with metallic threads and different threads that have texture where other machines don't. And the other benefit is that if that thread was to break, it stops almost instantly, because if that disc stops spinning, it knows it. It's not an optical sensor. Then let's come down to the needles. So again, we have 10 needles down